We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, episode 547. There's a four in there somewhere. I am your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week, as always, he is an undisputed scholar, and he is Scholar Brian. Scholar Brian, how we feeling tonight, sir?
Once again, excited, coming off a great Sunday night of AEW Dynasty, rolling right into WrestleMania weekend. Always a great time as a wrestling fan. For the most part, there are some things that won't be mentioned until later that we'll get to that we're going to have to talk about. But excited, always excited to do WrestleMania predictions because WrestleMania, see, who the fuck knows?
Oh yeah, it's WrestleMania week. The weekend is finally upon us, and we're all here. We're all present and accounted for. Speaking of present and accounted for, he is here, he is present, and he is presumably appropriately caffeinated. He is Scholar Charlie. Scholar
Yes,
Charlie, how are you feeling about WrestleMania season?
I am indeed properly caffeinated, and I am feeling mighty fine about WrestleMania. We wake up tomorrow morning, and what is it, boys? WrestleMania weekend. So let's
Rest
talk some predictions tonight.
Absolutely. But of course, we cannot proceed any further without introducing the final member of our crew, last but certainly not least. He is your Scholars of Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. He is the one and only and always effervescent Scholar Pete. Scholar Pete, tell me why I want to hear.
As I live and breathe. Happy WrestleMania season, gentlemen. Of course, I am your Scholars champion. And of course, we could also talk about how I dominated at Dynasty in the predictions like I always do. I am going to be champion until Elimination Chamber 2027. And
Oh
it's going to
boy.
continue today with the predictions on Mania. I feel like me and Brian are just going to be going toe to toe because I know that mountain is high, but I'm climbing it step by step, Scholar Brian. And I look forward to talking with you about the big stuff. So, Jeff, what is the big stuff we got to talk about first?
Well, first of all, I have to say that you missed a golden opportunity to say the mountain is high, but I am higher. So 50 DKP minus on that. But elsewhere, before we get into the prediction at large for WrestleMania 42, we got to give a special little shout out to another little happening that happened just before WrestleMania weekend hit. We are, of course, talking about the fallout from this past week on AEW Dynamite, where, much to everyone's shock and or delight, we have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion in Darby Allin. I wanted it. I predicted it multiple times, and now me and so many other AEW fans have finally gotten our wish. The pillar of AEW has finally gotten the title he so richly deserves. Gentlemen, your immediate reactions.
First of all, not a surprise if you knew what to look for coming out of that whole dynasty situation. As soon as they said that he was getting the title shot, the dynamite of WrestleMania weekend, you knew you should have known exactly what was going on. But first of all, Dynasty, I will give it a full beard as I normally do. It wasn't a I wasn't always on the edge of my seat, but it's an AEW show. There's always good wrestling. It's always watchable and full beard as I normally give AEW unless holy shit balls. But as for Dynamite, I am happy for Darby Allin getting his AEW World Championship that should have been last year. I'm still riding the horse that he was the one who was planned to take down the Death Riders and win the championship, but he took too long on Mount Everest, so they had to pivot. So instead of getting the long title reign that he would have gotten out of that run, we're probably getting a Mick Foley run here because I still have the main event of All In as Will Ospreay versus MJF. This is just a way to liven up the AEW title scene between that 5 month period. You need stuff to do. You have an MJF versus Darby storyline where MJF gets the title back, whether it's Double or Nothing or Forbidden Door, whenever that is. But Darby Allin gets a Mick Foley run, which he richly deserves, and I'm happy about that. And I like that they played into the story of the whole Darby Allin MJF feud, where every time MJF wins, it's with a dick kick and a headlock takeover. So Darby Allin tells him, I'm going to beat you with a headlock takeover. And what did Darby Allin do? 4 coffin drops, and instead of pinning him off to those, hits him with a headlock takeover and gets the pin with that. I enjoyed it. I don't know why there's a bunch of people that had a problem with it. I understand that MJF is getting you ratings right now, but MJF is still going to be in the heavyweight title scene. What are we doing?
I mean, you said exactly correct, Brian. It's for me. I think it's AEW going. Yeah, we have WrestleMania coming up this weekend. Let's have you go. Oh, look at what happened on AEW. Full credit deserved to Darby Allin. I think he's the first AEW superstar to have the TNT, the tag team, and the world title now. So kudos to him. I mean, and like you said, it was written in stone, even in our chat as we're going, oh, there's Sting. Your Sting's in the building. You know what that means. You had Sting get fucking emotional talking to Darby Allin before he's like, it's your time. It's not showtime. It's your time. And it's like, you see the man, like the writing was on the wall. And for the people, like Brian said, who are like, no, it went perfectly. It was supposed to be a squash match. You know, the next week on Dynamite, people are going to be tuning in because they want to know what the fuck MJF is about to go off on. It was absolutely well done for AEW. I think the best thing and great for Darby Allin. But man, do I want to hear you, Charlie. What do you think about this whole thing?
As I was saying to you guys before we went live, I woke up to your guys' chat and saw that Darby Allin won, but then I was on Instagram later and it says Darby Allin versus MJF in its entirety, and it was a 2 minute long match. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting Darby to win, but not in 2 minutes. That took me by surprise, but well earned.
Absolutely. And again, I know it is technically WrestleMania weekend, but without a result like that, we
Yeah.
couldn't proceed any further without it publicly acknowledging all of this and celebrating Darby and giving him his flowers. So, cheers to you, Darby. Well earned, and you couldn't have picked a better time for it. Cheers to the new AEW champion, Darby Allin.
I wish I had a snow cone from Mount Everest right now. That would be
So
sick.
don't we all? But be that as it may, we know what we're really here for. We are here to predict the granddaddy of them all, and most importantly, for our case, the one of the few mandatory title defenses that the champ has to put the belt on the line for. So, with that all being said, gentlemen, are we ready to predict WrestleMania 42?
Start your engines.
We are indeed. Crack the knuckles. Ow.
Champ, how about you? Are you ready?
Of course, and of course, I'm going to kick it off because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm taking the first match of WrestleMania because I am a fighting champion, and I'm going to retain, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm just great.
Of course you are.
Fighting champion.
Of course
And I gotta bring it up. Okay. We bent the rules a little bit for Scala Pete because technically Dynasty was supposed to be your title defense. That was the third pay-per-view, but we figured that we wouldn't call you out because WrestleMania was the week after.
Pete's defense, didn't he win Dynasty?
Yes,
He
flawlessly.
did. He did.
flawlessly.
Okay,
He,
so
he did.
it doesn't
He did.
matter.
But he did. That's why I'm not making a big deal of it, because he would have won anyway. But but it's the principle of the thing.
Hashtag end still.
Give me my first match for WrestleMania season. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're all fired up. Let's dive into the first match of night one, which is a six-man tag match. We've got The Vision and I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. Pete, kick us off. Which way you going?
This is quite a challenging one to answer, but it is WrestleMania season, and by God, I need to say it. The winner of this match is the Usos and LA Knight. Yeah.
All right, that's one down. Brian, next in line, going to you. Which way you going?
You know what? It's one of those deals. It's night one of WrestleMania. You need to get the party started. Yeah. Yeet. The Usos and LA Knight. I Show Speed is not fully committed to the Vision. Okay. I do not. Well, LA Knight and the Usos have their issues. They have shown in the build-up that they are fully committed to being able to work together as a tag team. I Show Speed, not so much. The Usos and LA Knight take the victory to open up WrestleMania 42.
And we're going 3 for 3 so far. I am also picking the Usos and LA Knight. This is the most likely thing. I'm not confident that it's a sure thing. There is a iota of a chance that the Vision and I Show Speed could get the victory here just because, celebrity spot. But I'm going to have to agree that the most likely outcome is probably going to be Usos versus LA Knight. Scholar Charlie, do we have an accord?
Yes, we do. Usos and LA Knight to win this one.
I
All
do have a
right.
question, though, as a quick talk. I want your percentage that I Show Speed will somehow pin one of the Usos or LA Knight. I want a zero.
Attempt or actually pin?
No, pin. Like, for some crazy universe, if I Show
You know
Speed
what?
wins.
You know what? It's ESPN too. I'll give it it's on ESPN. I'll give it a solid 25%. But you know what? Because it's like it's ESPN too. You got celebrity involvement. They might want to do something stupid on ESPN.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Like,
I'll give it a 25% chance. But logic states that there's no way that the Usos and LA Knight loses.
I'm going to go with 28.5% chance of winning here.
15.2%.
I'm going to Price is Right it and say 1%.
$1. I wish there
Only
was a way to
reason I
track
went that
that.
high is it's WWE, and they're they've shown in the past few weeks that they're very bad at decision making.
I wondered if anybody was going to do 50 or above. Like, if they're like, nah, you know what, maybe.
No one is
No,
that
because if I
confident.
went 50 or above, I would have done the whole shebang and just said Division and I Show Speed
Oh,
wins.
God.
All
No
right.
half measures.
Well, speaking of no half measures, I don't think we're going to be having any half measures in this next match because we've got Jacob Fatu going up against Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. Brian, first pick goes to you. Which way we going?
Let the ascension of Jacob Fatu really begin, because I've got Jacob Fatu to win this match. It's going to be, it has a chance to steal the show for night one, just because it's my favorite kind of match. Two big dogs just bludgeoning each other. And I think Drew McIntyre's filming a movie. So he might be, so even though he's been going off to shoot that, coming back. He hasn't missed any dates. Maybe he gets some time off after this match to go finish that up. So I'm thinking Jacob Fatu here.
Well, after an answer like that, I'm also gonna go with Jacob Fatu. Yeah, I honestly thought I was a little hesitant. Like, if he was sticking around, I'd say Drew had a good shot at winning this. But if he's not, well, there you go. Charlie, it's over to you. Which way you going?
This is what I find weird because pre-shows in the past tend to screw me over, and I'm not calling it a pre-show, but this is what's going to be on ESPN. And I usually go with like the face and a heel, or a heel and a face for the winners of the pre-show. But based on my picks later on, it just feels like we're showing ESPN, yeah, come to WWE, get your ESPN Unlimited app where it's all rainbows and lollipops. So I'm going to go with Jacob Fatu.
All right,
He
that's three
says
for Jacob
rainbows and
Fatu.
lollipops for a match that people are gonna try 100% to kill each other.
Well, hey, it's like what New Jack used to do in ECW, except instead of natural born killers, you got sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when we're together. Punch, bleed, die. But all that aside, Scholar Pete, which way you going? Do we have an accord, sir?
Of course, we have an accord. And ladies and Scholar fans, can we just say how passionate Scholar Charlie was right there? I have never heard him so passionate about a match. Heels, faces. I'm just glad you're here, Charlie.
Thank you, sir. I'm
He's
glad you're here.
using all the lingo, all the words.
Well, speaking of all the words, I don't know what kind of segue that is. We're talking about the women's world title match where we've got Stephanie Vicker, I don't know how to pronounce her name, the champion defending against her challenger, Liv Morgan. This one was one of the tougher ones for me, but I'm going to follow my heart and I'm going to go with Stephanie Vicker. This is more of a 50-50 coin flip. This could go either way. Liv Morgan has been on an absolute roll. Stephanie Vicker is having a hell of a year. I honestly don't know which way this could go, and if I had to just pick one, I'm following my gut, and I'm going to go with Stephanie Vicker. Scholar Charlie, you're up next. Which way you going, between Stephanie or Liv?
Killing me. Huh. Stephanie has had such a good year, but I have a feeling there's going to be shenanigans placed, and the shenanigans will pull through to and new Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm. All right, one for Steph, one for Liv. Scholar Pete, it's over to you. Which way you going?
Well, let me tell you something, gentlemen. This is actually the match, Brian, that I thought we would be a little bit more mixed on, to be honest. And what Charlie said does reign supreme. I think that Stephanie is doing a fantastic job as champ, but Liv's got Rodriguez and all that, and the interference and the shenanigans. And after the head bump that Liv Morgan got on her forehead, she deserves the belt. So she is
And
my
mild
choice.
concussion.
What?
And mild concussion.
That's right. I don't think it hurts if the shenanigans go and Liv Morgan wins the belt. I think it would be good. I think it would be great. And it will make sense for later in my predictions.
All right. And Brian, it goes over to you. Who you got between Stephanie Vicker or Liv Morgan?
He thought that we would be different, and he is wrong. Look, it's one of those, yes, Stephanie has had a great year, but I could come up with 6 title defenses and 6 stories coming out of WrestleMania for Liv Morgan, and I don't really have a lot that can come out of Stephanie Vaquer winning. So it's one of those, she's had a good run, but I'm going with the Jersey Girl. I'm going with Liv Morgan. I think that she has put in the time. She has put in the effort to change up her character from when she first came in. She's on a generational run as a character right now. And I just see more potential in the coming months with her as champion than with Stephanie as champion. Not saying anything bad about Stephanie. She's been on a great run, but I think it's Liv Morgan's time, and I think you need to the iron has been simmering, and you need to strike now.
Give her the WrestleMania moment.
Liv Morgan for the win, and because I think Judgment Day is going to need this based on what I've got going on for the rest of WrestleMania week.
I think me and Brian are on the same page about a lot of things.
As if we couldn't get any more mysterious. That'll bring us to our next match in the card. For the Women's Intercontinental Championship, we've got AJ Lee defending her title against Becky Lynch. Scholar Charlie, it's over to you. Which way we going?
This is one of the ones that's off the cuff for me because I've been going back and forth throughout a while on this one. A strong part of me feels like Becky Lynch should go after one of the main women's championships after this. So she should lose. But then I wonder where AJ Lee goes from here if she wins. So I'm gonna have to AJ Lee.
All right, that's one for AJ.
I'll stick around and find out where AJ Lee goes from here.
Scholar Pete, do I even need to ask the question?
You do, because it's not my girl. It's Becky Lynch to win this match.
Okay, I honestly did not expect that.
I don't know what she don't. I mean, I think how this card's going is very story driven for me. And I think because of that and the matches throughout night 1 and 2 are winners and losers that we're going to see. And I love me my AJ Lee, you boys know. But this is Becky Lynch's match to win.
All right. Brian, it's over to you. Which way are we going?
You see, Pete's got the right idea going into this because in years past, he would have been all up on that AJ Lee train, but he's got his eyes on the prize.
I'm clapping.
Because look, all right, in this feud, AJ Lee has won everything that has involved Becky Lynch. Every possible thing that AJ Lee and Becky Lynch have been opposing sides of, AJ Lee has won. We are coming up on WrestleMania. I believe that AJ Lee is done after this. I do not believe that she's full-time in the WWE storylines. I think that she's going to go on to become I'll show up on the big pay-per-views for a celebrity challenge match or something. That this is her officially passing the torch to Becky Lynch. And I've got Becky Lynch winning the Intercontinental title here, clean as a whistle. And you know what? I can see, based off of Seth Rollins and his face turn, I can see Becky Lynch going on a face run after this. The only reason she was pissed off at AJ was because her kid was was AJ Lee's number one fan. If you're paying attention to storylines and all that, so of course Becky Lynch has got to be pissed off about that, and so finally she gets her one-on-one her and she gets the victory. She gets the Intercontinental title. AJ Lee rides off into the sunset, and Becky Lynch can go back to normal Becky Lynch, if you will. She's been a bit crazy for the last 6 months, rightfully so. But yeah, Becky Lynch for the win here. It's pretty obvious to me based off of how the storyline has gone. AJ Lee has won everything.
Undefeated in 2026.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't go so far as to say that AJ is done after this. I feel like there's still way more potential for some dream matches, especially with this generation. But at the same time, like, damn it, you're making a good case. I'm not that much of a gambler, not in this case, so I'll go with you. I'm going to say Becky Lynch to win.
And
The
I don't
match,
mean done, but I mean like showing up SummerSlam, Survivor Series, the big pay per
fair,
views,
fair.
doing those dream matches. She's not going to be around weekly and on the weekly shows like she has been for the past few months.
Okay, I'll buy
Listen,
that.
she's going to be on Backlash next month. You kidding me?
Well, speaking of Backlash, we've got a women's tag team title match to get ready for. We've got Nia Jax and Lash Legend defending their tag team titles against three other tag teams. We've got Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. We've got Bayley and Lyra Valkyria and the Bella Twins.
Maybe,
Pete,
maybe, maybe the Bella Twins because Nikki Bella fucked that ankle up.
Yep.
No, I heard she's cleared.
Pete,
Oh, that was just announced.
Okay, to be honest, I feel like this is definitely the one that you and me, Brian, will differ. I think this is the match that we might not be on the same page. I think throughout this whole pay-per-view, I think you and I have a good idea. But for this one, I'm going to talk it out to you, gentlemen, and maybe help out Charlie in the meantime. I mean, we're not going to have Nia Jax and Lash Legend win the match. So cross those motherfuckers out, Jeff. Next, we move down to Charlotte and Alexa. Why are you giving them the title? We already got redeemed Charlotte because of Alexa. People like Charlotte now because of Alexa. Have them in this match, have them be their goofy ass selves, and move on. Then we get to the Bellas and this little fucking ankle. Is she Achilles heel? Is she not? What is going on with Nikki Bella? The fact of the matter is, on paper, you want to say the Bella Twins, but you're not going to say the Bella Twins. My prediction is Bayley and Lyra to win the titles because, again, I feel like this is a nice Bayley moment. I always love Bayley. And what they've been so stagnant since the whole thing with Lynch. Like, you got to give them something. I think this is a cool thing for them at Mania because at the end of the day, I really don't want to see the Bellas win. And with the ankle issues, even if she's cleared, I don't trust it. And then I can't see Lash Legend and fucking Nia walking out in any circumstance. But it's just, that's my prediction. I think that Bayley and Lyra, especially how they've been the last couple weeks on TV. I just feel like it's just time.
Brian, what about you? Do you think it's time or are you going in a different direction here?
You know, it's funny. Pete thinks that we're going to differ on this one, and he is wrong.
Then we're gonna have the same card, man. I'm telling you.
It's like going into this match. Who is the only tag team who has a legitimate story going into this match?
Yeah,
It's Bayley and Lyra
true.
Valkyria. Lyra's all up going like, we're going to we're going to avenge what happened to you last year. Bailey's like, all right, I don't care as long as we're on WrestleMania. No, we're gonna do it. And that is the only way that you would
Facts.
realize that this is a WrestleMania title match. Therefore, it makes sense to me that they're the only ones that got a storyline going into the match. The others are basically thrown in there because one team is the champions, and then you need to get the others on the show. So it's like, look, if you're giving me a story, I'm gonna go for you. Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, new tag team champions. Pete and I are still in agreement for now.
Not quite, because all three of us are in agreement. Bailey and Lyra, yeah, they're the only thing I keep remembering from this whole entire story, e- except I keep seeing the Bellas waiting in the wings. I'm like, I still have that sinking, peeling feeling in the pit of my stomach, but at the same time, I'm also encouraged by what I saw with Nikki Bella alone. She didn't go and win a title. She's just happy to be in there and wrestling against the modern generation. And that's given me enough hope to buy into what you're selling me right now. So, yeah, I too am going to go Bailey and Lyra for the win here. Charlie, do we have an accord?
We most certainly do. Bailey and Lyra.
All right. Now, our next match is thrown together at the last minute. Once again, we've got Seth Rollins going against Gunther. Brian, it's over to you. Which way we going on Seth Rollins versus Gunther?
Look, on the generational run that this guy is going on right now, knowing that Paul Heyman owes this guy a favor, and with Braun Breaker waiting in the wings, waiting to spear the shit out of Seth Rollins, look, it's obvious. You don't have Gunther lose here. Gunther wins. It's if you're building him up for a certain someone at SummerSlam, you do not have that man lose until at least that point.
Yeah, this one seems pretty cut and dry for me too. This should be an excellent back and forth, but let's put it this way. These two guys are together because they got to be on this card and plans change, yada, yada. But yeah, we all know where we're going. We all know what this is leading up to. So yeah, Gunther for the win. Charlie, make it official.
Sorry, you were on lag. You were lagging there for a second. I didn't even hear your prediction.
Don't worry about it. Just give me yours.
Wow. All right. This is another one that I've been back and forth with for quite some time, but I'm gonna go with Gunther on it.
So three for
And
three.
Ladies and
There
gentlemen,
you
Okay.
go, Charlie.
ladies and gentlemen, let's rewind this video 90 seconds. Listen to these gentlemen talk because they're absolutely correct. Gunther is winning this match, no questions asked. But man, what a match it's going to be! I think this has potential of being just a great match for me.
And now that will bring us to our main event of night one, where we've got Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. And lucky me, it's my pick up next. So here's another one who I feel like this could go either way. But I've got a nasty feeling that Randy Orton is going to fight back against Cody. Cody will perform admirably, but then to everyone's delight, Pat McAfee is going to show up and he's going to punt Cody Rhodes right in the testicles. RKO, 1, 2, 3, 15-time world champion, your winner, Randy Orton. Charlie, it's over to you. Who you got for this one?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Pat McAfee's going to cost him the match, and it's going to be and new 15-time WWE champion. Randy Orton.
Scholar Pete, over to you.
It's those magical three letters. Of course, I'm talking about HEM. Of course, if you're not familiar, that is Czechoslovakian for RKO. Of course, Randy Orton is winning the championship for the 15th time.
He's like a spider monkey. You don't know what he's going to do. Brian, take us home.
We have an accord, except I see it going slightly differently, and I might pop if this actually happens. Pat McAfee is actually in Randy Orton's corner, so he's not going to come out. He's going to be there the whole time. Pat McAfee's going to take out Jelly Roll, who is going to come out to try to neutralize Pat McAfee. Cody Rhodes is going to do the crossroads to Pat McAfee, and while Cody Rhodes is in prime position, Randy Orton brings back the punt. And that's how Randy Orton wins, not with the out of nowhere RKO. If we get the punt kick back out of all this nonsense, I'll count it as a win. But yeah, Randy Orton's winning here. It's just a matter of how. because you don't start all this bullshit if you're not gonna follow through.
All right. That'll bring us to the starting match of night 2, which has been revealed to be Oba Femi going up against Brock Lesnar, the Clash of the Titans. And Charlie, it's your first pick. Which way you going?
Oba.
That is 1 for Oba.
No doubt.
Pete,
Oba.
Pete, how about you?
Those 4 words from Charlie, that's all you need to know. It's obviously going to be Oba. I mean, Brock is definitely putting this kid over. You see it, how emotional Brock is getting. Again, being the story guy that I am, I see just a story in this card, and it starts with night 2 with Oba and having everybody in the stadium just be rocking out to Oba, and just it's going to be great. We've been talking about bangers to start. This is a banger to start night 2.
Absolutely. Brian, make it official.
I do have to say,
oh boy,
that I'm a little scared. Because of what happened at WrestlePalooza. Where Brock Lesnar, where we were like, John Cena's not going to lose to Brock Lesnar when he returns. It's John Cena. He's on the way out. He's going to win until the end. And then Brock Lesnar beats him in 5 minutes. So it's like, I'm scared. But I do hope and I do believe that the WWE is going to do the right thing here. It's on ESPN. The whole world is going to see it. And that's why it's the 25% thing that I had with the LA Knight and the Usos versus Vision and Nitro Speed. It's like 25% of me is scared as shit that they're gonna have Brock Lesnar do Brock Lesnar things and win out until his obvious retirement match against Gunther at SummerSlam. But then the 75% of me is gonna be like, they're gonna create a huge star here. Because it's ESPN, you're gonna have a shit ton of people that don't normally watch the show.
Go with the 75%.
I am not going with Brock Lesnar. I've been going with Oba Femi the whole time, but but there's a quarter of my brain that's scared shitless that they're gonna do the wrong thing because of the way that WWE treats the writing team treats Brock Lesnar. But they have a shot here to create a star that transcends anyone that they've had since John Cena. Him winning in the opening match at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, doing it decisively, and like 10 minutes of destruction of Brock Lesnar. Doing it like that is the way that you should move forward, because Oba Femi is a guy stratosphere-wise. This is a guy that can be your next Rock, your next Stone Cold, your next guy that is completely above everybody else. And in order to do that, you need to do the right thing here. But there's still that quarter of me that's it's ESPN, they're gonna fuck it up.
Well, then allow me to be the bastion of hope and say that you know what? Some things are just that obvious. A new gold standard Haas coming in is not the way, it's not the same thing as an established veteran on his way out. I have the utmost confidence that they're going to be giving it to Oba and not looking back. That'll bring us to our next match, though. We've got a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. We've got Penta defending against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. Pete, talk to me.
I will talk to you because let's talk about this match. We got Rey Mysterio, which is, well, how old is he now? 77? I mean,
51.
what's he really gonna? He's in there just to do some shit with Penta and have a great time. Then we got Rusev, the only one that really like, what you doing here, buddy? Like, this is not the match for you. Who else we got on this card? What was
Dragon Lee.
JD McDonough. You don't even remember JD McDonough or Dragon Lee.
Exactly, and neither does the fans. So that's why who's winning this match is Penta to retain.
And you also missed Javon Evans.
Yeah, how dare you? He's bouncy.
Listen, I was gonna give a shout out to Javon Evans, but then you had to bring up the JD, and then I was like, you know what? I have to say JD. Who? I mean, that's how I see a Penta for the win.
Brian, it's over to you. Which way you going?
Oh shit!
First of all, there are only two people who can win this match.
Yep.
Okay, based off of what Pete said and all that, it's like Rey Mysterio not winning it. I would be amused if he did, because then you get Dom Mysterio and you get that whole thing back. But no, I'm throwing that out. Rusev, once again, first of all, he's hitting everybody with Machka kicks. On Monday, he's out. JD McDonough, don't make me laugh. Dragon Lee there to do the flippy shit. And look, okay, Pete has been waiting this entire time for us to have differences in this card. He's still gonna have to wait. I've got Penta to retain.
Oh boy.
Because look, I love Javon Evans. I would be ecstatic if he won this ladder match. And if it was any other 6-man ladder match, I would pick Javon Evans. But Penta legitimately asked for this match. This is Penta's brainchild. This is Penta's ladder match. He specifically requested this, and I don't think he's had a long enough run as a champion yet.
No.
So I think we have Penta retain here, and I think we get some good face versus face stuff with Javon and Penta and all that coming up. But yeah, I've got Penta to win here, even though I wouldn't be surprised if they go the other way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm going to join in on you. I'm going to also say Penta wins this one. I can definitely see Javon Evans winning it at some point in the future, but I'm just not convinced that time is now. I'm going to go with Penta. Charlie, do we have an accord?
Once again, we most certainly do. The only two people that I can come down to is Javon and Penta, and I'd much rather to see Penta retain here and put on some one-on-one matches with Javon Evans over the title later on than see Javon win here. It might be too much too soon.
All right. That'll bring us to our next match. We've got for the WWE Women's Championship, we've got Jade Cargill defending against Rhea Ripley. Brian, first pick is yours. Which way are we going?
God damn it.
Yeah, isn't it fun? A match that you're uncertain of going first?
Yeah, Brian,
This
where
is
we
the
going?
Last.
Where are we
This is
going,
the one.
Brian?
This is the one.
It's a blast,
Because
isn't it?
I feel like since they gave Jade Cargill the title, they've been waiting for Bianca Belair to come back. But because we don't know, there's been no sign of her recovery since she had the surgery for the hand. And I don't know how much longer they can wait on that. And if they don't put Asuka versus Io Sky on the card, then I think Io Sky comes out and takes out BFAB admission. So, as much as I was thinking that I would go with Jade Cargill to retain, I'm gonna go Rhea for the win here. I'm gonna go Rhea for the win because I think the only reason they kept the title on Jade Cargill as long as they did was they were hoping that Bianca Belair was going to come back and be able to be the WrestleMania match. But since that wasn't able to happen, they pivoted to Rhea Ripley. And if you're going to pivot to someone like Rhea Ripley, I don't think you have Jade Cargill retain. I'm going to go with the new champion, Rhea Ripley, to win here.
I am also going to go with Rhea Ripley to win, however, for a different reason, just because Jade's run has completely sucked. Get the belt off of her as soon as possible, and what better time than now? Rage Against the Machine quote. Charlie, over to you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Total suckage. Rhea Ripley wins and new.
All right, and do we have an accord, Pete?
It's interesting, gentlemen. Brian's been talking about differences all night, but it seems like I might be in command of that difference right now. The reality is this, gentlemen. Let's talk since I'm the last one to go. We're going to talk facts here. Rhea Ripley is Triple H's BFF. I don't think she's going to lose at Mania. And the fact of the matter is, Jade Cargill's title has been meaningless. Straight up meaningless. And I do like Bianca coming. And the thought did approach me that maybe we have it where, like, Jade retains, but then right afterwards, you have Bianca come out at Mania and like confront her at the end of the match. But I feel like that takes too much away from Rhea Ripley. And I feel the other problem is with my prediction earlier, which I mentioned for Liv to win. You can't have Rhea go back and have the same old shtick with Liv and Rhea chasing the title. What are you going to do? The answer is obvious. You have Rhea win, so she stays on SmackDown, and then you have Liv on Raw. And it just creates more possibilities, and both still look strong. Because again, at the end of the day, Triple H loves, mommy, for lack of a better word. So I go
no.
Rhea for the win.
Rhea is absolutely mommy.
And let's be real, who doesn't love mommy? But
I want to go against you, Mr. Brian, but I just can't for this match. It's what I told you. Like, it just makes sense.
I'm gonna be completely honest. If Pete had gone first, I probably would have picked Jade.
I did that on
works.
Purpose. I knew the order lineup. That's why I was like, I'll screw Brian and he'll have to make the first decision.
Yeah.
Mind games, baby. Mind games.
But you know what?
Belt.
But you know what? It's fine. Points are points.
Well, speaking of points, that will bring us over to our next match. For the U.S. Championship, we've got Sami Zayn defending against Trick Williams. And
Easiest match on the card.
I'm predicting that Trick Williams is going to ascend. I've even heard some rumors that they might lead up to a Sami Zayn heel turn, which I'm not sure if I buy into that just yet. But either way, on this night, the result will be the same. I'm going to go with Trick Williams and the new. Scholar Charlie, how about you?
Mark my words, double turn, Trick Williams.
Ooh, double turn. Very interesting. Scholar Pete, how about you?
The man has to lose this year so he can win the big one next year. So the winner of this match is Whoop That Trick Williams.
All right. And Brian, do we have an accord?
He's fighting it. He's fighting it.
Say the words.
In order
And
for
he
a double turn,
appears.
in order for a double turn to work at its best, okay? You wanted a difference? It is now. Sami Zayn win.
What?
You want a double turn to work. Sami Zayn cheats to win knowingly. Sami Zayn retains. Trick Williams gets screwed. The fans are even more in Trick's corner, and Trick wins the rematch at Backlash. The fact of the
Wow.
matter here is, yes, I see exactly what you guys are going for. Trick is very hot right now. Strike while the iron is hot. But you can, I think that there are some people where Liv Morgan, strike while the iron is hot. You got to give her the title now. I think you can go a little bit hotter for Trick Williams. I think you can get this boil rolling a little bit more. I think that in order for a double turn, if we're talking double turn, okay, you need to go all in. You need Sami Zayn to actually cheat to win here. None of that bullshit. We're booing him because we don't like that he beat Carmelo Hayes clean. We don't like that, so we're gonna boo him. No, let's get on some real shit here. Sami Zayn cheats, retains the title. Trick Williams ascends even more in the fans' estimation, and then he wins the United States title in the rematch whenever that may be.
Wow.
Interesting. Interesting.
Respect.
Well,
See, I
let's
don't say it just to be contrarian. I've got a plan here.
let's see if someone else has a plan here because next match is Finn Balor going up against Dominic Mysterio. Charlie, what's the plan?
You realize who you're asking about a Finn Balor match, right? Especially when he's going to be the demon.
Like I said, what's the plan?
Finn Balor, hands down, demon wins. He's only lost to Roman Reigns as a demon, and that was
And then,
because. Oh, yeah, true. He lost to Edge as demon. He also took a toolbox to the dome. I don't think he could have walked out there winning
yeah,
if he tried.
and his magic powers fucking failed him big time against Roman.
But-
Well, hey, have you seen that new Street Fighter trailer? Apparently, he's got the power of the Satsui no Hado, and he's just Shoryukened him or something. That's what he
I'm still
does
going
now.
with Finn Balor Demon to win.
Pete, how about you? Which way you going?
With everything that's gone on in this story, and with just even today, with Dom confirming saying, "Oh, I didn't see when I signed that. I thought it was just Finn Balor. I didn't see it was the Demon." I think with his losses from Edge and others, I feel like you need to bring the Demon back into a winning circle. I think it will be great for Finn to win this match. I think it's just long overdue, and I think it will be a great match between the two, but Finn Balor to win.
Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, as I said, the last two times the demon has shown up, he's lost. in various means, toolbox to the dome, and his magic powers failing him, and the rope exploding. So yeah, bully to that. But you cannot have the demon lose 3 times in a row, especially the Dom Mysterio, and expect me to believe the demon is anything worth a damn anymore. We need to get the demon back to what it once was.
Mm-hmm.
The demon wins here. Then, if we move on, you can have Dominic be like, "Hey, I signed up to face Finn Balor, not the demon." So you can have a rematch. Dom can win that one, but if it's the demon against Dom, the demon needs to win.
And I am going to join you on that. The build up has been going on for far too long, and Finn needs this way more. At this point, Dominic is Teflon. They can do whatever. You can have him be a big old scaredy boy and just be like, "Oh no, the demon is gonna eat me. Help me, mommy." And then he realizes that his mommy left years ago, and the demon eats Finn Balor. It beats eats demon eats Dom
Dominic.
like a big old chicken nugget. But that's all well and good. But now we got bringing it home to the main event of night 2. CM Punk defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns. Pete, start the clock. Take us home. Who do you got?
This story between these two gentlemen have been very up and down for me. Some moments where I'm like, hey, this is great. And then some moments where I'm like, hey, why is not Cody versus Randy night 2? It's hard to predict this because earlier in the show I did say my girl AJ Lee would be losing. And a part of me thinks that there is a chance that Punk could lose as well. But then I think about Roman and being the top part-timer that he is. And no disrespect to Roman, but it's a part-time thing. And I think with just how it's going, it's Punk's moment in the sun, night 2, give him the win. I'm going to say retaining will be CM Punk.
All right, that's one for Punk. Brian, how about you?
Dude, this is why I'm so happy that we had an organic difference in our predictions because I was worried throughout because I'm predicting CM Punk too because after CM Punk used the "I'm gonna bury you next to your dead dad" line, I was like, "There's no way that Roman doesn't lose this match, doesn't win this match." But then it's like nothing's happened on Roman's end after that. But it's just Roman. It's just them talking. You had those two big brouhahas where Roman Reigns puts CM Punk through the table, then CM Punk hits the lays out Roman Reigns on the outside, and then it's just talking. So we're back to square one basically, and really, Roman Reigns got the last word in on Raw, and if you're gonna send the fans home in a shitty mood on night 1 with the Pat McAfee and the Randy Orton nonsense, unless you are going all in on this TKO story and bringing The Rock in and doing and doing a whole kind of uh, old school, what was it called? The corporation type of storyline, then there's no reason that Roman Reigns should win here. There is absolutely no reason at all. CM Punk wins. Basically, every storyline possibility in my head, other than the WWE going full corporation, which would be stupid based on the backlash that the start of this storyline has gotten because you sent the wrong person out to start it. Pat McAfee, what are you doing? There's no reason for Roman Reigns to win here. I've got CM Punk to retain, and it basically checks off all his boxes. He gets he gets a one-on-one main event. He gets a win against the top guy, against the top, basically the top guy in the company, really. And it checks off all the boxes. You don't need CM Punk to be in the main event next year because it's already done. So good enough for me, CM Punk retains.
Yeah, you're making a lot of sense, Brian. I just can't go along with it because I feel like this seems a little too clean by my estimation. It's not passing the sniff test for me, put it that way. I'm gonna something I've got a really weird feeling about this one. Some kind of shenanigans are going to happen. Punk already got his WrestleMania main event. That's all he needs. That's all he wants. Victory is not guaranteed. My gut and my perception is all going into the thing where I gotta go with Roman to new champion. I'm gonna go with Roman for this one. Charlie, which way you going?
Ryan, it might not have been good enough for Jeff, but it's good enough for me. CM Punk retains.
All
There's got to
right.
be like a four-way tie at the end of this, and the title's got to be vacant, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what, this certainly got interesting towards the end there. But anyway, no matter how you slice it, those are our predictions for WrestleMania 42 in the books. And if you want to see how it all pans out, you know where to watch. But now we also want to know what you think. Do your predictions match up with ours? Are some of these matches a little less predictable than we think they're going to be? No matter what you think, let us know all across the internet because we want to hear from you and we want you to join in the conversation with us. And for all of these relevant social media links and much, much more, where can you find them? Well, you can find them on our Linktree. That's Linktree/Scholars of Wrestling. Or you can just do the easy thing and just take a look in the description box below for the link to our Linktree and all of the most clickable of links that you could ever find in all of your days. Because good heavens, it's WrestleMania season, and we're going to be chatting it up the whole way. Because really, this is the Christmas for wrestling fans. I know we're all excited. Trash talking aside, it's still a great time to be a fan. Great things are happening from top to bottom. And let's be real, we're going to be talking about it all, no matter what happens, because you know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Welcome. And
See
as
you all.
tradition, let me lead us out with a special WrestleMania, baby, woo! WrestleMania,
WrestleMania,
baby,
baby,
woo!
woo.
WrestleMania,
WrestleMania,
baby,
baby,
woo!
woo.
WrestleMania, baby, woo!